Hey guys, Official Guy Reviews here with you one more week. I figured I'd bring you another video. I wasn't going to leave you hanging. We got another video or two maybe to come this week as well for you coming through. Today I wanted to take a little look at something that I had purchased a little while back, and I've had some time now to assess it, take a look at it, and really use it in my day-to-day life to give you guys a solid idea of what I think of it, how it works for me, and my view on it. So what we're looking at today is the Native Deoderant. So the Native Deoderant there is a product. I mean, the deodorant we've been hearing nonstop about, oh, aluminum free. You want to make sure all these chemicals that you get in all these other deodorants, a lot of the big box deodorants and that kind of stuff, try to avoid those and go as natural as possible. So the Native brand of deodorant, that's exactly what they strive to do. They try and have all natural ingredients, no aluminums, none of the metals, that kind of stuff that you grow so accustomed to in a lot of the big box deodorants. So with these guys here, I just wanted to give you an idea of my experience with it. I've been using them for a few months now. I did a sample pack for the men. So the sample pack is a little deceptive because it actually comes with 3 full size. You don't have to worry about them being half portions or tiny travel portions. It is a full size. These bars here, they do generally run, this is a 75 gram bar for the Native Deodorant there. And they do generally run similar size to another deodorant. I did grab one of my older deodorants that I had kicking around just so you can kind of see size-wise. This is the full-size Old Spice by comparison to the Native. You're running about 10 grams difference between the two, this one being 85 grams and this one being 75 grams. But overall, very similar size. Now, what I will let you know is the order on these guys, you're looking at about $12 a bar. They do generally do free shipping on their orders, which is great. I found the order came fairly quickly. It took a little while to actually ship. I was looking at around 7 days to actually get the email saying your order's been shipped, but it arrived fairly promptly after that, within a few days. So not too bad overall. Just the time to package was a little bit of a downer, but not bad overall. With these orders here, the sample pack is generally the way to go if you are looking at a few different options anyways, especially ordering deodorant online. You can't smell it, you have no real idea what you're expecting, so I was a little leery of that, so I went the sample pack route just in case there was a scent that I disliked heavily. So the sample pack on these, like I said, you're $12 per stick of deodorant on these guys here. With a sample pack, you're going to be looking at $30 for a 3-pack. So fairly reasonable on that. The women's and the men's are the same price on that. You can do a sample pack of travel sizes, which are notably smaller. And I believe you're running a 5-pack for $24. So just depending on what you're looking at. They do have a variety of scents. Again, I did order mine a few months back, and it does look like the sample packs do run the same scents as they did prior. However, they do run different theme packs, like a winter scent pack and that kind of stuff to mix it up a little bit if you do want to still get a few different scents and options without having to pay that $12 per bar order. Now, when I did my order, I did get a credit for the little mini sampler of the coconut and vanilla is the scent I chose here. So I'll try and get you a little view of that there. So it's just very small by comparison. So there you go. Give you a bit better idea there. Very small by comparison. If I hold it up against the regular size, it is very, very tiny, but great for just getting a 4th scent in there so you can kind of get a feel for things. And you'll see it charge you $3 for this, and then it credits back $3 on the same order. So not too bad there on these guys. It was basically a buy one, get one on that. And you'll see, I'll show you here, I got my order, so you get the $3 discount and then the throw in of the sample pack there. So my order was $30, a free shipping there you can see via DHL with my minus $3 discount credit, bringing me to $27. So evens out, and then you get that little guy thrown in for free there on the sample pack, I should say. So not too bad at all, definitely solid. Now the scents that I did get with my pack here, we have eucalyptus and mint, which is listed as one of the site favorites for men. Obviously, I've ordered just the men's ones, but the reviews on this website, over 5,000 positive reviews. I think the average is 4.8. So very, very solid. Eucalyptus and mint is apparently a very popular one on the website here. I'll see if we can get some of the different ingredients there. So not a lot of crazy chemical ingredients as you've become accustomed to seeing on a lot of the deodorants, which is nice for sure. Keep it very simple is what they do. I mean, you can see made with love there, San Francisco, California. Nice little touch. And a very clean, simple package. Nothing super crazy, very straightforward. Came in a very straightforward box. Now, one thing I really will give Native a credit for is you do feel like you're a part of the family. As soon as you do the order, their order system, receiving your order, obviously, of course, it's automated, but there is some nice humor to it. It talks of a story of the office rejoicing of your order, and it's kind of nice just to see a little bit of that humanity side of things, that they put in some effort. It's not just a generic thanks for your order, take care. It's a full breakdown, like a story of somebody running through the office and cheering about your order. So it's pretty funny. So nice little touch there. Keeps it more like that family friendly, close, I don't know, local heart feel from a company, which is great. Little touches. The deodorant itself, the eucalyptus and mint, I like. It's fairly subtle, and that's something that you'll notice they list on their website as well. It is a very subtle scent. I didn't find any of these deodorants to be overpowering. Now, in the past, I've run through a ton of different deodorants, antiperspirants, you name it. 95% of what's out there, even the Dove, like the moisturizer base, deodorant or antiperspirant, all of it makes me break out. If I use for, I would say, any more than about a week or two, I start to get a bit of a rash or like a light pinkness, and then if I'm not cautious, it will progress into a full-on breakout, and that's literally been regardless. Back in the past, a few years back, I've used Drysol, where you get the full-on sweat gland blocking. Like, I've tried a ton of stuff for both scent and just excessive sweating from the underarms. So I did find that this stuff did very well for me. This is a deodorant, obviously, not an antiperspirant. I do find for some reason antiperspirant does tend to cause me to almost, I don't know whether it's to flush or whatever, it just sweats almost more, which seems to be reverse effect of what you expect. But the deodorants have always done the best I'm going to get as far as trying to reduce sweating. But it causes that breakout every single time because of the scents and everything. It doesn't even matter if I go unscented, it still seems to be an issue for me. And like I said, I've gone through everything from, you got the Old Spice here, you've got I've done Degree, I've done, you name it, I've tried it, and it's always caused a breakout. Dove, this stuff, I don't get that problem, which is nice. I'll give it a ton of credit for that. I used it solidly through 3 sticks. I have about a half a stick left of my final, and then a decent amount left of the little travel sampler there. But they've been very, very good for me. Scent wise, like I said, they are very subtle, so it's not going to interfere if you're wearing a cologne or perfume. I don't find that it conflicts. Some of the deodorant sticks, like the Axe and some of the Old Spice, have a really strong scent to it. It's almost like its own cologne. This is not the case with these because it's very subtle, very natural smell. Goes really along with the scents you might expect from something that's supposed to be an all-natural product, very fresh and open. So if I pop the lid off this guy here, this is the one I have the most remaining left of, just because I cycled through them. But it is like a white style stick. Now, what I did find is I didn't really get any of the staining that you expect from a white stick. A lot of times we're looking for clear sticks to avoid that, but I did not get any of that staining from these guys, and I can only attribute that to the fact they do state it on their website as well, that because there's no aluminum or any of the chemical stuff, you don't get quite the chemical stain out of these guys here. The actual appearance of it itself is clear. It goes on clear. There's no I don't find there's really any crazy oiliness to it. Now, the one complaint I do have about it, and this is probably honestly just because I'm so used to regular chemical filled deodorant, but it does go on a little tough. I find that when you're gliding it, it doesn't glide how you're used to with some deodorants. You have to kind of push a little softer and let it kind of run. Now, they do say use a minimal amount, a couple swipes if that is more than enough, and it's always been solid for me. I don't need to top it up later in the day. It does well for a full work day, full whatever you're looking at, 12, 15, 18 hours. I come home and it's still fresh. So it's good for that. You don't need to use a whole lot, which is why it's lasting me so long, which is great because it is a little more than regular deodorant. But I do find it does catch on the underarm a little bit of a pull there, especially guys, if you got the underarm hair, it does pull a little bit more on that. But overall, not bad. Just the application, not quite as smooth. Again, that can probably be attributed to the lack of chemicals, oils, and all that kind of stuff added in to help it slide. But I mean, that's really my only complaint as far as these guys go. I would say that your eucalyptus and mint, while being subtle, you do get more of the hints of the the eucalyptus than the mint. The mint's there I find to lighten the scent a little bit, but the eucalyptus itself I feel like is what you get more and more that kind of tree smell in it as well, like the leafy kind of natural smell. Next one I have is the cypress and cedar. So that's the next one up. Very similar ingredient list. Obviously just the scents are a little bit more variable. This one here I've worked most of the way through already, as you can see, because the top just popped out. So it's already down to the little bit at the bottom there. And this one's been good as well. It's very similar. Honestly, I don't notice a massive difference between this. I would say the cypress and cedar is more woodsy in a evergreen almost sort of sense. I don't get as much of the cedar wood smell though, like wood, just like more like the pine needle sort of, but very faint. It's not an overpowering pine smell. You're not going to smell like a car freshener walking around. So that's the cypress and cedar. Next up, this one here was the first to go. This was actually my favorite. It's not listed as the top. Like I said, the eucalyptus and mint is the favorite on the website, but the citrus and herbal musk I love. It's very, very fresh. A good pop smell to it. It doesn't have like a sugary sweet smell. Again, all of these are running very similar as far as the appearance. They do run on, again, a little tough, all of them, but I'm guessing that's because similar makeup for all of them. But this one was by far my favorite. A little more scent to it, a little less subtle, but in a good way. I found that pretty much no matter what cologne I may use through the day, this one here did seem to not interfere with it, but complement it. And I feel like it's a good, solid, masculine scent. It was definitely my favorite. It was by far the first to wear down on me. Finally, one that I've been complimented probably the most on, that I've been crammed in here, but this is the coconut native deodorant. So this is the little mini guy that I got included in my order, coconut and vanilla. There is a men's scent of this, a women's scent of this, very similar makeup. It's a little bit more of like a darker kind of color, a little mashed in there because I must have had it up too high, but very little bit darker makeup. Same roll on though, I find it still similar. It does have a fairly clear go on. You got a little bit there, but the second, like any touch, it's automatically in. So the second you put your arm down, you're fine there. For work, I deal with a lot of golf shirts and like black golf shirts and not that kind of stuff, and it's never caused an issue as far as staining or anything wearing that there. Like I said, these guys range anywhere from $12. The sampler packs for the smaller travel size, $24, $30 for the full size. They do have a sensitive lineup as well that has a few different scents as well for it. So this is pretty much every scent they have on the men's side of things that aren't in the sensitive. Other than unscented, they do have an unscented option as well for you. You have a lavender and rose option is one of the scent or the women's ones. You have a cranberry and plum for the women, fir and lemon, peppermint and sugar cane is another one, and then they do have a winter seasonal pack right now for the women as well that just includes pretty much all of the above there. Outside that, on the sensitive side, so you can order a sensitive sampler pack. It's actually the same price too, which is kind of nice. It's $30 just the same, and you do get 3 as well for that too. So they don't upcharge you on the sampler pack for the sensitive. That you have your pear and lavender, cranberry and plum, cotton and lily unscented, and then you get the coconut and vanilla is also listed under the sensitive options for you. I didn't do the sensitive options, even though I was debating it pretty heavily because of my issue with the underarm, but I figured hopefully if I can get rid of the chemicals it may help out, and honestly I had not a single issue with it other than a little bit of tug when I'm applying it just because of the lack of slip. But they've been great for me. I've had no issues with them outside of that little bit of a tug when you're applying it. I've definitely replaced my previous deodorants with it. Like I said, I mean, the sampler pack I feel like is the way to go, just in case there's a scent you don't really like or anything. No, they've been great for me, and I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an idea for the husbands and wives out there that have been struggling for a long time with underarm issues or redness or rashes or any of that kind of stuff, for agitation and things you run into. These have been fantastic for me. The customer service is great. Their follow-up email that the email had been shipped also had a fun little story to it. It was just like an all-around great experience. The shipping time could have been a little quicker. Just the boxing to the shipping. The shipping itself did well, I should say. But between when I sent my order and got my email saying your order's been confirmed, it was about a full 7-day stretch. So I'm not sure if that's fairly typical. It wasn't long enough where I was worried about contacting them via email or anything to complain. It just was one thing that's definitely a point of note for me. I mean, I am in Canada here. Not sure if that plays any role in it, but it was definitely a great product for me, and they do free returns as well. So if you have any issues or it doesn't suit for you, they'll handle free returns for you as well. So great little company, great little story behind them. It's a good way to potentially get away from all those chemicals, redness, rashes, all that kind of stuff, and it still does its job. It's not what you expect. I feel like you hear the cliche of natural deodorant and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna run into scents and gonna smell like BO in the middle of the day, and it just doesn't work. These guys do work. They last a whole day. You have to use hardly any, so I'm really impressed with them overall, especially considering they're not a large amount more expensive than regular deodorant, and you get your free shipping there. So I hope that helps out a little bit, guys. I'm going to be uploading another video here for you in a little while. Make sure I get another one out for you this week. I do appreciate it, all the views and everything as well. If you do have any comments or questions, feel free to throw them down below, and if you want to throw me a like on the video, I'd really appreciate it. As far as subscription, if you like what I'm offering up, I'm going to be basically continuing to do these kind of reviews of anything and everything that hits my desk, my life, my armpits in a day-to-day for your generic guy out there with a family. I mean, I can't imagine the things that I'm going to come up with, but I'm just hoping to save you guys a few dollars as well. If I can pick up something and spend a little bit of my money and let you know that it's not quite what you might hope it would be. So I hope that's a better idea for you, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Thanks so much for your time.